In this demonstration, I will show how to attach this framework together, as well as how to attach these green rails to the framework using AI Max Share with the circular elements method using the automatic element selection. First of all, I will zoom in on this corner. We'll start up AI Max Share, and we'll select this flathead screw for our source object. For our source element, we'll make sure we select this countersunk feature, and we'll zoom back out and we'll see that all those countersinks in that part have been selected. We'll select additional items and select this other part, and we can see that those countersinks are selected there. We'll say use selected, populates all of those countersunk holes. Now we'll change our source object. We'll zoom back in, select this socket head cap screw, and for our new source element we'll select this top edge. We can see that all of the corresponding edges of those other holes have been selected. We'll change our additional items to this other rail. See that those are ready. We'll say use selected. It'll automatically populate all of those holes, and we are finished. That's all we needed to do. So now I will hit Control Z to undo, and we'll take a look in more detail as to what we just did. We'll zoom in on that area, and we'll see that we have a flathead screw, and we'll want to put that into the countersinks. And we have a socket head cap screw that will be used to mount the rails to the base. We'll start up AI Max Share, and we'll do that using the ribbon interface. We can directly select the method. We'll select circular elements. If you're using version 17 or earlier, or if you happen to click the wrong method, you can always use this pull down to select the desired method. We will start by selecting our source element. We'll select this flathead screw, and notice that it gets out of our way immediately because we have the auto hide option turned on. And now for our source element, we will just select this conical feature underneath it. Now you'll notice that now with this new version, all of the conical features in this part are now selected, all of them that match, so that have the same diameters and same angles. So we've got an additional 15 elements selected that are listed here under selected elements. We could just click use selected and it would automatically populate all of those. We also have the option now of selecting this additional items, and we can either select, in this case, because we're doing cones, we would need to select a part, and it searches that part and finds all of the elements that match our source element. So it selects 16 additional elements there, and now we have a total of 31. We'll click use selected, and it automatically populates all of those with those flathead screws. For the additional items, you can also select faces or work planes if you're working just with a circular element such as an edge or something like that. So now we will change our source element to be the socket head cap screw. We'll zoom back in on that. We'll select the socket head cap screw. And for our source element, now we could either select the clearance hole or we could select this top edge of the counterboard hole. If we select the clearance hole, you'll notice that all of the corresponding clearance holes in this part are selected. And the reason for that is that we have this same plane option turned on. We also have same face, which will only select elements within the same face. Same plane will not include any elements that are in the same face. In this particular case, the face is just the base of the counterboard hole, so there's just a single element there. If we zoom out, we can see that all of those are selected. Once again, we have this additional items option, and we can select this part, and you notice that all of those holes are now selected as well, all of those edges at the bottom of the counterboard holes, because this same plane is turned on, and they do happen to be in the same plane. If we turn this off, they will all turn off. Now, instead of, I could just say use selected and get all of those, but instead I'm going to change the source element to be at the top of that counterboard hole to show you the difference that we had with the same face versus same plane. So now, if I zoom back out, these holes up here have all moved. So if I turn off same face, because this is one long face, all of those elements are now turned off, and the only elements that are selected are the elements over on this other element, on this part. So I could get all of those with that. If I turn on same face and I turn off additional items, now we've got only the edges along the top of that. So I will do it this way so that I can show you one other thing. I can say use selected, and it automatically populates all of those. Now, without changing anything else, I can just come over and select this new destination element at this end, and it will automatically pre-select all of those, as now the part for automatic selection has changed to the part that I clicked, that had the edge that I clicked for the destination element. Something else that's really nice about this is that even though it tells me there's 22 elements here, I can click on selected elements, and all of those are now part of my active selection list, and I can modify that. So I can click on some of these here and remove them if I want. I can say end, and now if I say use selected, it'll populate all the way up to that end, but leave the 3 that I had left unselected. I could even finish it by clicking on one of those and do them one at a time if I wanted to. With the automatic selection using the circular elements method of AI Max Share, it's that easy.